Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Jamie Lynn, and today we are talking about 7 signs you are going into labor. And I'm not talking like the normal signs that people tell you, like your water will break. Like, we're skipping past that. We're getting to the real stuff that no one tells you about, because I'm 9 months pregnant and I've been doing a lot of Googling, and this is my 4th baby. So I'm gonna give it to you straight. Stay tuned. Alright ladies, as previously discussed, my name is Jamie Lynn. If you are interested in babies, pregnancy, toddler age, mom life, I would love it if you subscribed to my channel so that we could be connected and you guys can get all of the coolest hints and tips and tricks from me, as well as like really awesome product reviews, deals, you name it. Otherwise, if you're really interested in labor and delivery, that's going to be discussed a lot on my channel because I am 9 months pregnant and I am ready to pop any minute. So as I mentioned, this is my 4th baby, so I do have some experience with labor and delivery. I delivered my first 2 children completely drug-free, pain-free, and this isn't necessarily a topic about that, I'm just explaining my experience. But my 3rd baby, baby Chase, was born cesarean section because he had a true knot in his umbilical cord, so I've had the range of experiences when it comes to labor and delivery. My first baby was born at home. She was 9 pounds and she was 10 days late, so I was really looking for every single sign to find out if I was going to labor with her. My second born baby, my son Killian, he was born naturally at birth center and he was born on his due date, and I always knew the whole time he was going to be born on his due date. I do have a natural induction series on my YouTube channel, so if you're interested, if you're like near your due date or passing your due date and you're like really wanting to go into labor now, I will put a link in the description so that you can check out my other videos so that you can safely and naturally go into labor. But today we are discussing signs that you are actually in labor or like really about to go into labor. And I just want to put these out there because I haven't seen a lot of videos with these topics discussed, and some of these signs of going into labor are really weird, but they're like, ah. So let's get to it. 7 signs that you are going into labor. I'm starting with the obvious ones that you guys have probably heard before. Obviously, the mucus plug is number 1. If you are seeing big gobs of mucus while feeling incredibly uncomfortable, this is usually a sign that you are in labor. From my personal experience, this has only happened to me while I was in active labor. There was no question I was in labor. There was gobs of mucus coming out. It was pretty much a no-brainer. Along with that, my second sign that you are actually in labor is there will be blood. There will be some blood coming out when you go to the bathroom. If you wipe, there's going to be blood there. It's usually mixed in with the mucus. That is a sure sign. That's also a sign that your water has possibly broken as well. With Chase, my 3rd baby, like I said, he had a true knot in his umbilical cord. I was induced and they broke my water, and as soon as they broke my water, I bled from that point on just a little bit. So just wanted to put that one out there. The 3rd sign, needing to poop a lot. As your baby drops and is getting ready to descend down the birth canal and your cervix is widening, it's naturally going to push down other contents that are in that area, so you will, during labor, in my experience, in all of my experiences, I have always had to do a number 2 multiple times, up until the point where I was getting ready to deliver, where you still kind of have that urge to push because then you're going to push out your baby. Ah. Number 4 is gas pain and cramps. It'll almost feel like gas, or like this kind of goes along with number 3, the need to poop, because things are all moving in here and your body is naturally just kind of getting rid of stuff and detoxing itself. So you are going to feel a lot of weird, kind of like, it's going to feel like indigestion, but what you're going to notice is that it's actually coming in timed waves. 1 minute you'll be like, oh man, and then the next minute you'll be like, all right, I think I'm okay now, and then 2 minutes or 3 minutes later you're going to be right back to that again, pretty much. All right, number 5 is a weird one, and this does not happen to everybody, but I want to point it out. Nausea or vomiting, like maybe even borderline flu-like symptoms, and this could be accompanied by diarrhea. I also do get diarrhea usually right before I go into labor. I know I personally have never vomited prior to going into labor or like at the very beginning stages of labor, but my sister had. I think both of her pregnancies, she had gone to the hospital because she was vomiting really badly, and the hospital was like, we'll give you some fluid, drink some water, go home, and they didn't realize she was actually in the first stages of labor. So vomiting is a weird one that people definitely tend to overlook, and even like hospital, like professionals in labor and delivery often don't quite see that as a sign that you're going into labor, and usually you are. So keep a lookout for that close to your due date. The next one I'm going to talk to you about, number 6, is bad back pain, hip pain, or like discomfort. I've even felt it in my tailbone, and that's usually like your cervix starts to stretch out and it feels like a lot of things down there are kind of shifting and moving around. That is definitely one that I would be mindful of. The last one, and this is a weird one, and this happens to me 100% of the time when I am in labor. This is the weirdest sign of labor that I have ever heard, and this doesn't happen to everybody, but if it happens to you, I want you to be extremely aware. My teeth, and yours could too, chatter uncontrollably. I get trembles really bad throughout my entire body. My entire body trembles, especially if you haven't gotten to a hospital yet and you're not on any kind of medicine or pain drug. Because I had my first 2 children naturally, I was able to experience a natural adrenaline high, which you may or may not get in labor. More than likely you will get this in labor. If you go into labor, you're gonna get like some kind of like natural adrenaline, and mine was so strong that it caused this uncontrollable trembling, and my teeth chattered uncontrollably. My midwife said she didn't see that in a lot of her patients, and she thought it was really odd, and she kept asking me like, are you cold, are you okay? And I was like, just like, oh, like freaking out, and my teeth were just like constantly like just along with that too, during my contractions I would get hot flashes. When I had an actual contraction, my entire body would get really, really hot. And then afterwards, I would get cold and need to put like a blanket on and wait till the next contraction when I get hot again. So those are all my signs, I think really odd or rare signs of going into labor that I wanted to bring up, just because some of them are very unique and they do not happen in every circumstance. But if they happen to you and you are close to your due date, I want you to take that as a sign that you are quite possibly in labor or about to go into labor. So I hope that this video helped you guys out and that you're maybe able to diagnose when it's time to go to the hospital or not. And as always, if you have any questions, please ask your medical professional. They ultimately are your provider of your healthcare and your baby's healthcare. And I am just a guide. I just have advice or tips. And thank you so much for watching. So happy that you are here on my channel. And go check out some more videos. Thank you so much.